We are recording.
I'd like to open this meeting of the Bisbee Arts Commission on Monday, March 4th, 2024 at 5:31 p.m. First things first, roll call.
Jenny Druckman is excused. Kurt Hauser.
Yes.
Janet Reynolds.
Here.
Angela Rockefeller.
Present.
Karen Schumacher.
Present.
Tracy Taylor.
Present.
Richard Ward.
Present.
Leslie Johns.
Here.
All right, we do have a call to the public that's open to you guys, but I'm assuming that both of you are going to talk on your agenda item. Is that correct? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and move 2 and 3 in front of 1. That is at my leisure, right?
Yep.
I was like, so the first thing, we will announce your agenda item and then we'll ask you to come up. We'll just ask you a few questions. And you're not obligated to stay for this whole meeting, it's up to you, okay? I know someone has a baby in the corner. So item 2, discussion and possible approval of the grant application from Tanya Borgeson for community clay scholarships and pottery wheel in the amount of $500. Tanya, come on down. In the back of your agenda, if you're not familiar, okay, you found the application. There is an application in the back of that agenda.
On the first.
I have like too many things to sort of Welcome.
Hi council. I want to say thank you for listening to my grant application and thank you for the fun Valentine's event. I was able to attend that, so it was really nice.
Well, thank you so much for coming. Just for the sake of the public, will you just give a short synopsis of what you're asking money for?
Sure. My name's Tanya Borgeson and I started a little community clay studio called Bisbee Pottery on the Mountain. And that provides a creative learning environment to the community for clay. And we're asking for $500 to have the community come underneath a scholarship. And in addition, purchase a ceramic wheel so we can offer more wheel classes during our sessions. And we're looking to have our event happen in May and our publicity in April. And this is open to 18 plus age students. And we are asking, just so you are aware, that from the Bisbee Foundation too. So this is a dual grant. And so I did put the full funds there with the Bisbee Arts Council, the Bisbee Foundation, and then some in-kind services from myself and another person that's involved at the studio.
So now it's $1,600, you're asking us for $5.
Correct.
I'd like to open it up to, do I have anybody on the commission that would like to ask a question?
That looks pretty straightforward.
Just out
of curiosity, where did you come up with the number of $25 an hour for volunteers or as in kind? And just because I write grants and I always struggle with that.
Well, I just do like $25 an hour for lessons.
Okay.
Right, so if somebody comes in and wants to pay for a lesson, we charge $25 an hour.
Okay.
And ceramics is essentially a 2-phase process, so it would really be $50 for the whole product. They can walk away with a few items, but so it just sets for the price that we use in the studio.
Okay, that's great. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Everybody's so quiet and calm.
So
Another question from?
I do have another question. Sorry, I didn't raise my hand. And I could just be missing this because I have a really bad headache tonight, but is any of the money, okay, there it is. 300 towards pottery with 200 towards scholarships. I found my answer, thank you.
Yep.
Yep, okay.
Do you have another question, Tracy?
I do not. Thank you for asking.
Anybody else?
No, if everybody's...
Then do I have a motion?
I move to approve the grant application from Tanya Borgensen for community clay scholarships in Potterville in the amount of $500.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All ayes?
Aye.
Any nays? Thank you, easy peasy.
Yay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, item 3 then, discussion and possible approval of the grant application from Tamla Turtle for Tamla Turtle triplicated? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
As part of a larger exhibition, The Spirit of the Body, in the amount of $500. If you'll join us at the podium, Tamla. So this application is also in here. You guys got it? So, welcome.
Hi.
Same deal, if you'll give us a brief synopsis, just for the public, because we are on video.
Sure. Oh, on video. Hi.
It's our public record,
Oh,
but it is on, if you want it, it is on YouTube, so.
I can send people.
Yeah.
I'll get a link later.
Yeah.
I'm Tamla Turtle, and I brought my little "I'll bring you luck" guy. Just
It's okay, it's perfect,
I don't know.
close
Okay.
enough.
So this project, I brought some illustrations too, because the one that you have in the application is actually not colored. So I brought a colored one.
All
But
right.
that'll be in just a moment. So I am asking, I've never done this before.
That's okay.
Hi.
The whole point of the Bisbee Arts Commission grants is it's fairly simple compared to a lot of grant processes. So we're just here to get you comfortable with
Okay.
asking institutions for money.
Okay.
That's what there are so many out there to support artists like you. So that's the whole idea. So take it easy. We're just here to hear you, and we are, pretty nice and easy most of the time.
Okay.
Don't look at me.
I know my little
All right. My script. Let's see. So this project is called Tamla Turtle Triplicated. And the idea of this project is to exhibit costumes that are surrounded or inspired by my songs, my original songs. So this allows me to elaborate more of a sculptural process and a sculpture exhibit because I don't have to wear it. It could be on a mannequin and then you can see it. It's a piece of art. I love being a piece of art every day, but it's fun when you can get giant headpieces that I don't have to worry about. So the grant that I'm asking for is $500, and that would cover, as you can see in the budget, would mostly be for the mannequins, the labor for the stands, and then basically to pay the artists that are going to be helping me, and I've already mentioned the 3 artists in there, to help me create kind of the medium that I can work from, and then I get to play dress up.
That sounds great.
That's fun.
Where are they? So where are you having the exhibition?
So the exhibition will be at David Rose's gallery in Lowell,
Okay. Very cool.
And that is in April?
and that'll be April 12th through May 12th,
Okay.
with the soft opening on the 12th, and then the main opening on the 13th.
Okay.
Just for clarification,
Yeah.
there's a different name attached to providing a space to create sculptures, initiating art exhibit, and so I'm not quite sure I understand, is it
Oh.
David Rose or David Neufeld?
Oh, so David Neufeld, he actually has a space in Warren
That was amazing.
that he's allowing me to use to create the sculptures, because my house honestly is a mess, and I don't have any space for
So it's basically
for that.
a
It's just
working-
It's just
a working
working
space,
space.
yeah, a
Okay.
creative working space.
Okay.
Yeah, so David Road will provide the space for the actual show at his gallery.
Okay, great,
Yeah.
thank you.
Any additional questions?
I have one more thing to add.
Please. Oh yeah. Let's.
Oh, yeah, we see the
that's
colored
awesome.
version,
No.
the colored version.
That's exciting.
Because I like colors.
Yes.
It's great.
I'm excited about something to do with costumes.
Yeah.
I don't see enough of that, so.
Yeah, and I was actually thinking the answer to the question, how does this impact the local community? I was like, And then I thought, well, what is art? And the community is made up of people. So I thought, well, art for me is healing. It's also inspiring. And there's all these aspects when people see, they feel something. And I think that this could inspire, heal, and maybe, help people just explore their own creative expression.
Any additional questions? Then do I have a motion?
I move to accept and fund the.
Approve.
Remember. Oh, right.
So,
Nina dumped me down.
She has
There you go.
approved
I got
our
the
agendas,
approved.
I just read that.
Got it, sorry, Nina.
No, she's the wonderful reason why that exists.
I know. I move to approve the grant application from Tamala Turtle for Tamala Turtle Triplicated as part of larger exhibition, The Spirit of the Body, in the amount of $500.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All ayes?
Aye.
Any nays? Well, thank you. So both of you, Tanya is familiar with this. There is a timeline on what it takes to get the money from us. So once we vote on something, it then goes to the next council meeting, and then the council votes on it. So depending on where that lands, sometimes there could be a delay of like up to a month. So, and make sure, so that is your mailing.
Yes, that is.
And you also, or is there an expectation of the grants and filling in a W-9 or?
No.
Okay, as long as it's
As long as I
over
have
a certain
the
amount.
correct information of where to send the check, because if not, it'll come back to us.
Okay, yeah.
But because it falls in between, where we just have a council meeting tomorrow,
Mhm.
so it can be on the 19th.
And so it will
And
be a
be
couple
paid
weeks
out.
after the 19th, just because I know that you have a plan of what you're doing, so just to let you know, it takes a few weeks.
Okay.
That's bureaucracy. No. But
Thank you so much.
thank you guys so
We're
much.
excited.
You're definitely welcome to enjoy the rest of the meeting, or you are welcome to also leave. Some of it's just the nitty gritty here. All right. Item 1, I'm going back to approval of the minutes of the February 5th, 2024 meeting. Do I have a motion?
I move to approve the minutes of the February 5th, 2024 meeting.
Do you have any edits, any changes, or anything? Do I have a second?
Second.
All ayes?
Aye.
Any nays? That's done. Item 4, discussion regarding the Bill Higgins bench in Grassy Park. I have something exciting to say about that.
Please.
So, I think it's in my envelope of checks that I'm gonna give you. Bill's sister sent us a check for $250.
Oh, nice.
And I said, we're doing this project, and she said, oh, that'd be great, if you wanna use that money. So, I don't know how we tagged that in QuickBooks, but she gave us $250 to go towards that.
Nice.
Yeah,
Great.
she loved the idea.
That's great.
With that said, Tracy's on this, so what have you learned, Miss Tracy?
So, I did, talk to DPW amidst the hullabaloo of the fire, so today I received, everything, I felt really badly even asking, but, so anyway, in all of your emails should be, examples of benches that can be purchased by the city. There's one in particular that the department head really likes, when he's purchasing benches, it's about $900. And a bench can be attached, but I would say, just because this kind of got delayed through nobody's fault, that maybe we want to look at that email, look at the different choices, and then come up with what we want to do at our next meeting.
I personally will admit that I didn't have a chance to really review it yet, so does that sound like something we want to table so we can review?
Yeah.
And totally understandable, I would hate to call the city with anything
Yeah,
right
no,
now.
yeah, I had to call them like.
You're like, oh, we want to buy a bench, and they're like,
Do you want it to be an action item or just a discussion only again?
let's do discussion, and let's do action, and we can always just do discussion if we can't come to terms.
I
Okay.
had a thought on this because I did look at the benches
Mhm.
and I don't know the logistics behind this in the city and but to me, or my thought process was, if we have $1,000 or $1,200 budget, would it be possible to do like a call for entry to the local artist here to make something?
So that would be possible. Unfortunately, the one thing I would say about it is that there's a few requirements that are like, I don't think it's ADA exactly. And also with the iron workers around town, a bench, like if Ben Dell were to make us a bench, I don't know why I always use him as an example, but he made a lot of the benches. I think that it's very expensive. With that said, it would be interesting to think about, for sure. I know that when we put something outside, one of the reasons why we don't have a lot of applications for monuments, that's one of the applications that we do in this town, is because there's all these requirements about how well they have to be built or what they have to be built out of, and it gets pretty expensive, you know? But I love the train of thought. The other thing is that I don't understand this relationship exactly, but I do know that although the city owns Grassy Park, it is under the contract of the museum.
Correct.
And so there's some sort of like historic thing that they're looking for too.
Okay.
So there'd be some really, like, a lot of hoops.
Okay.
But it's worth it. I should talk to her and see if maybe they would want to put some money towards it too.
Teresa's got her hand up.
Oh, have you?
I have not talked to them yet, no.
You want to talk to them?
But I will talk to them, yes. But the first thing that Matthew did say to me was, it has to be historic.
Okay.
So that was the first thing he said to me, is it has to be historic.
I would like
So
to see the ones that are not there are not historic.
I would agree with you on that, but they are historic looking.
Well, they are historic at this point because they're pretty old.
Right.
But from the 80s is not historic, right?
Well, aesthetic wise,
Aesthetically.
Yeah.
it goes into that time period.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So no hot pink bench.
Nah,
No.
we don't discuss, in the DRB, we don't, we can't tell you what color to do anything in, but I would say if you wanted to do a hot pink bench, talk to the museum and the surrounding businesses that will have to look at it.
And then my other understanding is that we would have to go in front of Parks and Rec, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To get any kind of design approved.
Yeah, I mean, we bypassed them accidentally with the other bench thing, but I've never.
And you may have to do the DRB, but that can be administratively done. Once it's done but through the Parks and Rec Commission or committee, committee, then we can just do an administrative approval for the DRB.
I'm not opposed to having a bench that looks like the old bench, I guess. It's just the bench that's there is in bad shape.
Right, and so the one that Matthew specifically, I'm so sorry to have my back to you.
What else? And I just want to try to.
I know, it's hard, it's hard to see.
That's why we need a circle.
I know, we need a circle.
We can hold hands.
fine, I don't.
One more year, just remember that, one more year.
The benches that are in Grassy Park itself, were the bench that Matthew sort of thought would be nice to have the new bench match those, and he did.
That's been Dale.
Those benches? Well, he did, there is a picture of one that's very similar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that he did find one very similar in the catalog that they use. So, yeah, so that was just a suggestion that he made. It's in that email.
You don't have like a pile of benches somewhere, do you?
Not to my knowledge, I do not believe so.
There's a junkyard that
Benches
does
are
that.
weirdly expensive. They're weirdly, like, when I was looking at the prices of them, I was kind of surprised at how much a park bench costs.
Yeah,
That's-
anything for anything for a government seems like it costs a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that seemed like, I was like blown away by that
Exorbitant.
price point,
Yeah.
and so I'm like, if there's a way to keep that money in the community, that seems like a better option, but again,
I think that Bill Higgins gave hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of his time for free. And so I don't think that spending $900 on a bench is out of the ordinary to note his dedication and his service to the town.
I wonder is the bench fixable?
What's
The
there?
bench
Could it
is
be
wooden,
The wooden,
right,
yeah.
the wooden pieces, it's just a Lowe's or a Home Depot bench.
Yeah, it's not a very
got-
expensive bench.
Yeah, it's got
funny
no.
because on the other side of Grassy Park, those other benches are so much nicer. You know?
And that's sort of Matthew sort of matched those.
Okay.
So look at your emails and we can come back and talk about it, but.
Then we'll just table it till next time if that's
Okay.
okay. I don't have
That's
to go through a motion, do I?
Nope.
Does anybody have anything else they want to If anybody has a location of a bench they would like to steal, let me know later.
Not on camera, they
When the
don't.
camera's on.
Not on camera, they don't.
But no, we'll go forward with it, we'll see, we don't wanna spend a whole lot of money either.
Yeah.
It's just,
Right, and
it was,
more of like, if that money is designated for something, it's not so much the money that's spent, but it seems better to
Have it stay.
have it
Yeah.
stay here
Yeah.
than,
well, we're doing oh, that's true, I mean, I would much rather have the money go back into the community.
yeah,
It's just whenever the iron workers are so expensive, yeah.
yeah.
I love Bendale's benches, but we'd have to,
I don't think we
That'd be
could
a lot.
afford that.
huh?
Yeah.
I don't think we could afford that.
It's there, I don't know how we afforded it before, because we did buy them from him.
Yeah.
But let's remember too, when we're looking at the benches that we've been sent, take $250 off the price right away. Right, because
Oh,
we
and
did.
we
get
Yeah, we
a
did get a donation.
donation.
And theoretically, we could ask for more donations.
We could,
Yeah.
we definitely could.
Because the community really loves Bill,
Mhm.
and I think that there's a lot of people who've been wanting to do something.
Well, if you put something together, I'll be happy to put it on the city page, the website, the Facebook page, and get it out.
Is that something we would need to vote on about starting raising donations for that?
I don't think so.
Does anybody have an issue with that? If we just raise money specifically for them?
I don't have a problem.
I was gonna raise money for a picnic bench or a picnic table at Central School for him, but it may make more sense just to do this. Especially since it is in an area where it's the public, everybody can enjoy it, you know? So, that's a good idea.
And then they could always, if they can't track y'all down, they can bring it to the city and I'll be happy to take it in for you.
That'd be great. I mean, that way,
Yeah.
but yeah, let's look at all our options. I hate buying things that we could make here, but you know, there's a limit, I guess.
I get it, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I like that.
So yeah, we'll bring it back once everybody has a chance to review the benches from Parks and
DPW,
Yeah, whatever.
Department of Works.
What is it?
Department of Public Works.
Oh,
thank
it was a D that screwed me up. It
Yeah.
was called Public Works, okay, yeah. Item 5, discussion regarding the SIG art machine party. Look what I made for you. I broke this down, here you go. I have one for you too.
Oh, awesome.
These, you can have one too in a minute, if you really want one.
Thank you.
Oh, I think this one. Oh, sorry. I forgot.
I'm gonna, did she give you one?
She
Yeah,
certainly
okay.
did.
So, this
Forgot
is
about
the
this.
accounting. So Eventbrite, and you'll see in the back, I actually have this, if you wanna know how fees kill you, it tells us the breakdown of the fees. Which actually, we had the people buying the tickets pay most of the fee, like you have an option on Eventbrite where like you pay the $3, or the public pays the $3, and actually in this case, I got the public to do most of it, but they still take a chunk.
That's
So,
what they're about.
Eventbrite, we sold 29 tickets to that venue. Through Square, we sold 18 tickets, also took a chunk, for those what Square does. Cash didn't take a chunk, because it's cash, though the amount was weird, and no one really seems to know why.
Yeah, it was a weird amount.
$627. It was like, I think when I averaged it out, I came to 0.9 people, and I don't know who that 0.9 person was. The checks, which I have for you, are here, and then I have a check from my account,
Okay.
the whole shebang. So in total, we made $21.27. I paid out the musicians $210. It was originally $200, but it didn't really work. It didn't make sense to give them. I gave them 70 apiece. It was 3 of them.
Yeah.
Forgive me, if that's an
No,
issue.
it's nice. I think that was a smart.
No, they were great. And then I have some receipts. One Michael's receipt from Ginny for $517. One Michael's receipt from Tracy for $194.20 when she went Valentine crazy, and it was great. And Dollar Tree.
That was with 65% off all the items.
That's why Roca looked like Valentine's Day had vomit inside of it,
Yes.
which was great.
It looked good.
Dollar Tree, $31.48. I have a receipt from you, and I've labeled those and put those in an envelope.
Okay. And so I just need to pay those individuals.
Yeah, I already paid the musicians. The one thing
Okay.
is, I'm waiting for an invoice from Kathy Roca. I really turned it down.
I've waited for that invoice as well. I will send a text message.
All right.
So we knew this was coming. The costs are pretty close to what it cost.
Yes.
And actually, it could be more because we have to pay the cigar artists.
Yeah.
We came to an agreement that that was okay because
It was a
we're
fundraiser.
breaking even pretty much because it was a publicity thing. I will say that the nice part was that I had so many people come up to me and say, "This is the best party I've ever been at Roca," and I was like, "This is great." So we spent a lot of money to make a lot of people happy. Well, we
Which is
broke,
great.
pretty much broke even. Yeah, even Gretchen said that of all the events she'd been in Brooklyn, she said it was one of the nicest ones. It really was, there were a lot of hearts, and a lot of
Aw.
confetti, and a lot of very happy people.
Yeah, people were really pleasant. I felt like it went really smooth.
I would love to, on camera, and say thank you to the volunteers too.
Yes, absolutely.
They did a wonderful job and they were just so pleasant.
Mhm.
And then everybody that came and all of us that volunteered, everybody did a great job. I actually didn't know what to do with myself because you guys did such a great job. Which is why I was just like wandering around looking for Bill. That's what we would usually, you know.
Yes.
It's funny because I was like, that's what we would have done. So I have in this envelope I'm gonna give to you,
Okay,
a check from me for $17.97, 70 cents, and then 2 other checks, because they're written to the Bisbee Arts Commission. And I
okay,
wrote my check out to the Bisbee Arts Commission, that's fine, right?
that's fine.
Okay. So does anybody have any questions about this? I tried to, I was like, it makes more sense just to break it down, you know?
That's great.
Yeah, so 71 tickets, on top of that, probably about 20 artists,
Mhm.
and then the 7 of us, 8 of us,
About 100.
so about 100 people.
That's great.
I don't think that everybody that bought a ticket came.
I agree.
But I'm glad they didn't come because it was really full.
It was definitely a good
It was
crowd.
like, I was like, ooh, couldn't really handle 10 more people. There was a point where you're like, you know. But it was excellent publicity for the Bisbee Arts Commission, and I think the artists really appreciated it.
Mhm.
They were like, you're having a party for us, and I was like, why not? So, they do a great job. They keep the machine going, so thank them, you know. Any other comments?
No, I think we built the wheel, and now I think it'd be great if it was more of an annual thing, you know.
I'd like to make more money,
Yeah, of course.
but I mean, we went into it knowing that. But there's,
We'd automatically make $194.20 more next year, even if our numbers are the same, because we have the
It's
the
right.
decor,
yeah,
the decor.
Oh, we do have a lot of Valentine's
We
Day.
do.
If any
And
nonprofit would like to borrow our huge amount of Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Let us know.
And lots of people have regrets that they did not attend.
Oh, good.
I think it would be bigger in the future
Yeah.
because
We would have to
people
find
now
a new
know what
venue.
it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did have another floor, but people don't want to be on another floor because everybody's on one floor.
Mhm.
But I was happy, and I would like to say, I know Jenny's not here, but she was a real ticket hustler there at the end.
Yeah, she sure was.
We didn't really sell anything at the door because I think Jenny had already sold it to them. She tracked them down, so.
She just walked up and down Main Street with that sign.
She was camped up at Kafka, and Bruce was like giving her a dirty look. She's like, I don't care, I'm gonna do it. So I thank you, Jenny.
She was also an excellent partner in Valentine's shopping and table centerpiece making.
That's true. I have to say that we made Tracy and Jenny very happy when they got to go to Michael's and buy all the Valentine's Day decorations. That is not the point of the Bisbee Arts Commission, but it is a nice bonus.
We
The cherry on
both
top.
have agreed, we have gone to Michael's separately since then, and we both agree it's much more fun to go together.
They have some really nice art supplies. I was
They do.
surprised.
They do.
I didn't. Joanne's is closed.
Closed.
Yeah. Yeah. That's an aside. Does anybody have any questions about the party? Any comments? Any issues?
It was way fun.
Any regrets? I did not drink the thing that had all the sparkles in it. I was too scared.
It was delicious. I can just attest.
I
'cause
made a special drink with glitter in it.
I had to try it 3 times to know for sure, and it was delicious.
It's not the first Arts Commission party where the Arts Commissioners have partied.
Well, I then had to deal with the police department, so it was.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yours evened out.
Necessary
Yours
after
evened
that.
out. But yeah, anybody?
No?
It was great. Everybody did a great job.
Yeah.
Item 6, discussion regarding the bulletin board restoration and possible approval of the cost to replace the cork on the bulletin board. So today I went and stared at the bulletin board. Actually, I brought Kelly with me. We both stared at the bulletin board. Because what you found was great, but it's too much cork for us, you know? And so I was looking on different venues. So your deal is the best deal if we needed the most cork. But when I broke it down on just different websites, it looked like 2 pieces of that size are gonna be about $100 to $200.
Oh, that's a big difference.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't mind hoarding cork. I hoard everything else, art supplies wise, but
There's a tendency for things to kind of disappear if we hold them long-term, too.
what do we lose?
A whole bunch of pop-up tins.
That's a whole, they burned.
That's a whole different.
That's a whole
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know, I wasn't trying to open that can of worms, I wasn't.
Well,
That we don't talk about.
what happens is that the city doesn't have a permanent location, so the city doesn't hold it, so Karen holds it usually. And I'm always finding things where I'm like, what is that? And like, I still have the paddles. Was anybody even on the no, none of you were on the Arts Commission when we used the paddles. And I still have them. If we ever have an auction, I have like 200 paddles.
Yeah.
Like this
Auction
big.
of the paddles.
Yeah, and so, and everything we've ever used, I have been hoarding, so I don't really wanna hoard 1,000, I mean, we could probably convince Public Works. But the point is that although yours was a much better deal, I just wanna save some money, would that be okay? 'Cause we're like-
Absolutely, I have no attachment to
Okay, I
it.
just-
It was just information I was asking.
The only thing I couldn't figure out was, so last time we had a discussion, we were, 1/4 inch is where we were going, right? So 1/4 inch is where I went, and then I couldn't tell how thick the plywood is. Anybody?
Well, and it's a different time now too. The plywood was manufactured some time ago. And the standards are different now, because they're giving us less for more.
Yeah, and I looked up 8x4 on like one of the, I don't know, Home Depot, and it was $45 for half an inch.
Half-inch plywood.
And then the adhesive was $68.99. So I came up with about $350 at total.
That's
Is
good.
that good? Because you did a much better job, but then I was like, I just got thrifty with it. I was like, so I think that theoretically for about $350, I would say $400, we could just buy the things and go from there. Is that okay?
I think we should pull the trigger.
Yeah,
Me too.
it'd be nice to fit, find
It's always
one.
the issue that makes me start laughing because it's gone on so long. Guess
I was gonna make a motion.
Oh, go.
$400, is that okay? Can we make a motion?
Yeah,
Wait, she wrote it down.
I wrote it
Oh.
down, you can make a motion,
Thank you.
but only if you want to. I don't want to twist your arm.
No. So what I would like to do is that we buy the stuff and then we get with Bendale and then we just
Do it
do it. And then we never talk about it again.
until the
I'm gonna
next
say
time.
replace the cork with
None of us like
plywood.
them. Yeah.
Well, we have to, I think that Janet figured out we need to replace the plywood. Because the plywood's probably kind of messed up. And now it's really messed up.
Since
because
it's
we're
been
using-
exposed
trying
to
to
the elements at this
work.
Yeah,
point.
plywood, adhesive,
And cork,
and the cork.
I also would treat the plywood, I would put
a
a
sealant.
sealant
Okay, so
on it.
$400, we got the whole shebang.
Yeah.
Yeah. You wanna go for it?
So I would move to approve to replace the plywood, adhesive, and cork on the bulletin board in front of the post office for the cost of $400.
Do I have a second?
Second,
All ayes?
Aye.
Any nays? Thank God. Okay. So, now that that's approved, we can order the stuff online.
Yeah, just send me the link and we can,
Yeah, that's great. And I guess it's a little leeway too, because it's a little bit more than I thought, just in case I was very wrong, but. Item 7. Discussion regarding a cohesive marketing plan for the Bisbee Arts Commission. I don't know why I wrote it like that, but there you go.
So yeah, kind of my background, I've been doing graphic design marketing, helping small businesses start up their marketing plans for the last 17 years. I feel like, going to Michael's and getting holiday supplies is not my best value add here, but the marketing thing can be, kind of thing.
That's the whole thing. Everybody finds their talent and
Yeah.
uses it,
Yeah, so that's kind of how I feel like I would be best utilized on this group, and would like to create something that can outlive me or continue on, something where people can easily make edits, update things, schedule posts. I know you've been doing a lot of it, and that's taking a lot of time. And
Yeah.
with
No, she thought she was free when Holly was here, but then Holly left and she had to go back to it.
But now Richard's here.
No, it's, you know, as you know, it's just time consuming. But
Yeah.
you probably have a way of doing it that's a lot more,
Efficient.
yeah.
And so, like with a lot of my personal clients, I'll set up templates and set up things. Canva is a software that's really easy to use, and you know, if a designer kind of sets up the template, you know, change this date to this date, and this time to this time, and update copy, and then send it out kind of thing. There's different softwares that I use for clients that are AI writing tools where you can get a month's worth of social posts scheduled or written in a few minutes, import that into Canva, import that into a template. You know, you can have a whole month's worth of social posts done in like 2 or 3 hours kind of thing, versus having to post
Sit
every
on it,
day.
yeah.
Do that every single day, which I know is really exhausting. And so, yeah, I wanted to bring it up if this is something that the community is interested in, to kind of start that process. I think for me, being new on the board, it would be important for me to sit down with some people and kind of like
For sure.
basically get a kind of the business plan and the goals and things like that to best give some recommendations on, you know, what direction to
I
take
think
it.
Angela and I can sit down with you and easily tell you, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few things to always know that Facebook is, what is it exactly? You have to give permission for him to be on Facebook, right? Instagram is kind of, you know,
The Wild West, right?
yeah, it's a wild west of social media.
Well, I
but-
still have to keep a record of everything you post. I do screenshots of it.
Oh, you do? I didn't know you were
Yeah.
surveilling me.
That's their job. Everything you post.
But everything that's posted through the city for our commissions, it's just in case somebody has a public records request.
Absolutely.
And there are things that can do that, but I just find it's easier, because you do post, but you post mostly, sometimes you post things multiple times, and I just say, post it again on,
Yeah.
you know, so, and I only have to keep it for so long, so it's not a big deal.
It's good to keep in mind those sort of things, because
Sure.
we have some rules, you know, and there's just, we can go over that with you. Like, for instance, you can't delete a comment, no matter how bad it is, because it's government. But yeah, I think Angela and I can sit down with you and easily go over that if you want to move forward with that.
Yeah. Because stuff like that would be good for me to know. Stuff that, you know, even the voice of the commission, the aesthetics of the commission. You
The
know,
mission statement.
stuff
Yeah,
like
we
that.
can definitely do that. No, we're so thankful to have you here, and we'll give it a try. That sounds great.
Cool.
Is there anything that you need from us prior to the meeting, or?
I think kind of because I would like to, Canva is what I recommend for setting up the templates and stuff, just because it is something that's very user friendly. And there is a cost associated with that. I know it takes a little bit of time to get stuff moving through cost-wise, so I'm happy to send over that information.
Well, that's great. We would have to vote on it on an agenda for sure.
Sure.
And I mean, I look forward to it. I know I made the last poster. I spent 3 hours getting the cigarette pack and what's her name's hand, you know, the right way.
Oh,
No, it's just like,
picture.
it's just, I don't know if you saw it. But that's a personal problem, because I just can't leave it alone when I'm trying to make that kind of stuff, so it'd be nice to have some tools.
Right.
I'm one of those people who doesn't know when to quit. So, yeah, I think that the way to move forward is just be meeting with us and talking about it. Does anybody have any questions about that? Oh, item 8, discussion and possible approval of a budget for the upcoming art supply exchange at the Bisbee Saturday Market on April 27, 2024. I wrote that, but it still surprised me. So, we've done it before, we're doing it again, we liked it so much, let's keep on going, right? Art exchange. The first thing first would be, we need to put a poster together. Is that something that you would be interested in trying? Okay. So, what it would include would be the time, which is 9 to 1. The address,
Which is Vista Park. Just Vista Park.
Okay.
Vista Park has about 12 addresses.
And then, of course, the logo of the Arts Commission, which I can send to you, I have a file, and
And the proper name of the market.
Bisbee Saturday Market.
Right.
I thought that was a proper name.
It is the proper name, but often when, like, it gets translated onto a post or a poster, you do a good job. But sometimes it's just like the Bisbee Farmers Market, and that's not what we are, because that doesn't exist. And so I just like to just point
Bisbee
out that.
So
Saturday.
it must be
Bisbee Saturday
Bisbee
Market.
Saturday Market.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, and just like a little bit of like a blurb-esque thing, like, you know, bring what you want, and, you know, bring what you don't use, pick up what you know, whatever clever thing you wanna come up with. People come and bring the art supplies they don't use, and then we let them take them for free. And so it's really, we are just a vehicle for this movement. And it worked very well last time, and people were really happy. We do not collect things prior to that because that's a whole calamity of itself.
Yeah.
But I do like to get a poster out about a month at least ahead of schedule,
Okay.
you know? And so, yeah.
Do you have is there a size that y'all typically do, like 11 by 17 or?
I did 8.5 by 11 last time because I'm cheap.
Okay.
Because as soon as you go to 11 by 17, unless you print at the library or something, 11 by 17 gets kind of expensive.
Sure.
And we have people who put down posters, not our posters, just all posters, in Old Bisbee. So I just don't like to spend too much.
Okay.
The 11 by 17 are more bang, but it's just it's expensive, you know?
And is color all right, or is it black and white?
Color's fine. And the printer right next to the Bisbee Convention Center was actually very affordable.
Okay.
I made copies for the Arts Commission, but I just paid for it. But I was surprised, actually. They were not that expensive. And the colors were good.
Sure.
Yeah. But you want to give that a try.
And you know you can make them at City Hall too.
How's your printer?
My Xerox is color,
Oh.
so you just gotta tell me, send me the file and then I can print them.
So we can give that a try too.
Cool.
Um,
Is there a email that I could send? How does the approval process work on that?
on the poster?
Or I guess any design or messaging or stuff like that.
So any messaging or anything, we're gonna go over that in a second. I have an agenda item about that. But you would email it to Nina or Ashley and say, I want it to go to one of us.
Okay.
So they have an email address that they can give to you, and then they send it to us. That's because all of our conversations on email are part of public record.
Okay.
Yeah. If you need to text a question or something, I think that's socially acceptable, but.
As long as you're not doing them, you know, more than three. 3 is a slippery slope, 4 is a quorum, so no more than 3.
So no group text. Do we need to approve the poster at the next meeting?
We
Or is
do.
that gonna
So
get too close to?
We
when
have
you wanna
been
have it out?
not approving posters. What we've been doing, I think, was that we were just, when you get a poster, send it to her, send it to all of us, and then people send back messages and comments, you
And then
know?
I just tally them up and tell you what they want.
Just don't reply all.
Yeah. Don't reply all. That's a hard lesson. Some people never learned it.
I still have people that don't learn it.
There are people on council. So yeah, we don't necessarily, what we think we do have to vote on is the budget, and that's why it's on there. And the budget is for printing, the budget of this event is very small, because there really is no budget necessary. What was it last time? Like $100?
It was less than 100.
Yeah. Wait, just in case we think of something that we need.
Last minute.
Yeah.
We borrowed the tables, basically it's all of us donating our time and.
Sure.
So we need to think about that again, where we're gonna get the tables from, and preferably by the next meeting, we'll have like a time layout, and then everybody can say, I'll do that and that. I know you are not,
I can't.
you're busy, but, it
I'll
was,
give you the space for
yeah,
free.
hey,
Hey, sure.
an inside deal.
There you go.
It's up to her discretion, it's
The
her
Bisbee
event.
Saturday Market offers space for free to nonprofits, thank you.
For Bisbee-based nonprofits, correct.
Oh, really? So, can we have the same spot we had last time?
I don't know.
No.
I
I
love
like
that.
that.
I'm guessing not. I have 4 vendors in that space now.
Uh,
We'll figure it
Where are you
out.
putting this? By the bathroom?
I don't know yet,
That's
Karen,
the
it's
same
not,
thing.
April 26th, I'll know on April 26th.
Yeah, so we have some leeway from the first meeting of April. I'm not too worried about it. It wasn't logistically hard. Does anybody have any concerns or?
It went so smooth last time.
It did.
One thing I would like to do, which I claim I'm gonna do, is buy a banner that just says Bisbee Arts.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
please.
I have like 7 that say Bisbee Arts Commission and something else. So we can include, they're not that expensive, we can include that in the $100
That's
budget.
good.
Yeah, that'd
So-
be nice to have.
Do I have a motion?
Did you set an amount though?
No, we
I
didn't.
said $100.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't hear it, so.
Oh, sorry. I just threw it out there.
I move to approve, the, budget for the upcoming art supply exchange in the amount of $100.
Second.
All ayes? Any nays? And we'll have more of these. Thanks, Janet, for cutting these. It's just like a little info sheet.
Oh, yeah.
Um, And if anybody can think of anything else we need to bring, we brought the house last time. We just like move the house around apparently all the
Oh,
time.
everybody loves the house. I meant to
Yeah.
tell you that. Everybody that comes into City Hall really loves that house.
Oh, good. I
Tell
love
them to
that.
put money in it. if they
Well,
want.
Yeah,
I've tried, but
Well, usually
no
people are
luck so
paying their
far.
bills, they're like, ooh.
I know.
yeah.
Yeah, they come to pay their bill, they're like, yeah, no.
But
It was worth a shot.
someone will pick up the house, no doubt. But we'll lay out all the jobs for next time, so that's okay?
Yep.
But if you want to start just thinking about a poster, yeah, no.
When one picks up the house, do you also want the stand with it, or just the house for this?
It worked fine without the stand.
Yeah.
We put it on a table this last time,
Okay.
remember?
Is that what we did? I can't remember.
Yeah, we put the house on the end of a table, like lengthwise,
Oh,
and
that's
then
right.
put the little flyers right there, so it worked well.
Yeah, that worked great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So yeah, $100 should cover it. I'll order. I'm gonna write a note to myself.
For the banner.
Yeah, I'll order a banner. What else was I buying? I was buying something else. Oh, all the cork.
On the court.
Yeah. I bought all my pens. Everybody makes fun because I never have a pen. Now I have all of them. All right, banner, cork stuff. Okay. Here's my favorite agenda item of all. Item 9, discussion regarding open meeting law. The reason it's my favorite is I put it on here so that we don't have to go through the training when somebody breaks the law. We've gone through it before. But I think that was just mandatory. They were doing it to everyone.
Yes.
So, funny enough, I copied these for you guys, but then she actually just included the same thing. in there.
Sorry.
And we've done this for years, apparently.
Yeah.
So, I'm not gonna go over this whole thing, I'm not gonna read it all. What I need from you guys is that you will read it.
Yes.
You will pledge to read it in your free time.
Yeah.
Yep.
There haven't been any issues lately at all, but one of them is the reply all, do not do that. So, 2 things that this doesn't go over that I'm gonna go over really fast are, what's a quorum? Remember, this is like a game show this time?
Yeah.
What's a quorum, does anybody know? Yeah, yes ma'am?
For this board, it's 4 people.
So that means that you can't hang out with 4 people on this board and talk about the Arts Commission. Really, theoretically, you shouldn't hang out with 4 people from this board, but we are understanding because it's a small town. And many of us are on multiple boards and do all kinds of projects together. But you do not want the public ever seeing 4 of you together talking about the Arts Commission. Because you can't make decisions before you come here. You can't discuss with Angela, like, we're not gonna give that grant to that person. Not okay. Then all the discussion needs to take place here at this meeting.
And be
Okay?
recorded.
Does that make sense? Because you can get fined. It's not happened lately. And the Arts Commission has never been fined, I don't
No.
think. But
But it is a hefty fine, hefty fine.
it's a hefty fine in the state.
And the city is not responsible. It is the persons that cause the problem.
With that said.
Don't hit reply all.
Nobody's ever gotten fined for that, as far as I know, right? Okay.
But if you notice, I blind copy everybody now, so you
Yes.
only reply to me. So.
Yeah, that works great.
That's
'Cause
smart,
it's
yeah.
just not, we're not trustworthy with the reply all button, apparently.
Well, I learned my lesson, remember?
Yeah, I know. I remember well.
The other thing
Don't
to,
let us scare you.
yeah, no, but the other thing to remind, just a reminder, 3 is a slippery slope. Because if one of the 3 that are talking happens to talk to a 4th, that is a violation of the open meeting law.
Oh, okay.
And so a point in that is that sometimes people don't realize social media actually, so if there's a post on social media, there should not be 4 commissioners in that post talking about it.
Yeah, like commenting and.
You really shouldn't be
The city council's
commenting.
actually pretty good about that. I
You
see
really
Leslie,
shouldn't
like,
be
bow out,
commenting.
she's like, no way.
You should let the chair comment.
Yeah.
Like if you have something, you can say, hey, can you send this to Karen? But only usually the chair, because like if you see only the mayor kind of responds to
Because
things.
if you get the whole commission on there responding, A, we're breaking the law, and B, it turns into a really mess. It just turns into a mess. Does that make sense? The other thing that this doesn't go into, I don't think, is what is a conflict of interest? Which is also my favorite topic. Does anybody know what a conflict of interest is?
Well, I can give an example.
Give me an example.
Well, recently, voting on grant for Rita, and I'm a performer in that.
And therefore you have a conflict of interest.
Yes.
So that one is confusing too sometimes because I used to bow out every time, I'm a member of Central School. And I used to bow out every time there was a vote on anything to do with Central School because it was like, it's an art center. And the attorney told me I no longer had to do that.
As long as you were not.
As long as I'm not financially, I'm not getting any money personally or it's not my
Yeah.
project. With that said, it takes a certain level of discernment. Like you start to get an idea of where it's okay or not. Like if your mom gets up there and applies for a grant, it's probably better to bow out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we don't want to look like we're rewarding ourselves. In that same way, we can't apply for grants ourselves, you know? So once you get off this commission, you can apply for a grant, but you can't apply while you're, the optics are off, would be awful. But yeah, does that make sense?
I think so.
So, as votes come up, we can point it out too.
Yeah.
So like, for instance, if the director of Central School was applying for a grant, for something, for an exhibition of which I was a member, I would think that's a conflict of interest, even if it's not necessarily financial.
Right.
I'm too close to that.
Right.
But with that said, you can email Nina or Ashley and ask for the city attorney to give you an opinion.
So when there's a conflict of interest,
When there's a conflict of
your role is
interest.
just bow out. Like I don't have an opinion.
I for years just bowed out of everything, and then they were like, you don't have to bow out of everything. But I think
Or that's the proper way to go.
Yeah.
I think it's safer a lot of times if you feel like there's anything, because you know when there's a conflict.
Yeah.
For instance, if the Bisbee Saturday Market applied for a grant,
I would not sit here.
but that would be a conflict of interest, you know?
Yeah.
So it makes sense, like it's pretty simple, but if you have any questions, you can ask us or the attorney or.
It's my understanding from the city attorney, it's usually like a fiscal relationship that you have that is the biggest conflict of interest. So if you
Yeah,
are
like if
going to
you're
gain
involved in-
financially,
Yeah.
you should sit it out.
I get confused by that. Sometimes I disagree, but it won't be the first time I disagree with the city attorney.
No, I think you have to do whatever feels right for you.
Yeah.
So even if you're not actually getting money from it, but you're part of the exhibition and you feel a little off about it, then just recuse yourself.
Yeah.
Better be safe than sorry.
Exactly, because what we don't want is the public being like, oh look, they're just on there to like help themselves.
Yeah.
We're not, we're here to support the arts in general, so. But with that said, everyone, if they get a chance, if you have not read this before, please read through it.
Okay.
It is important. I think it's really interesting, but I'm a dork. I love municipal politics and I love the rules that regulate us, you know? And so part of that is also when we're voting and stuff, if you have any questions about why we do certain things. And as you'll see, as we pointed out before, Nina actually writes it out for us because a long time ago there were a few people who could not make, when they were trying to make a motion, it took like 15 minutes.
It got so convoluted that I'm like, I have no idea what's going on.
So all you have to do is read that. And if something is confusing and you don't understand why, just let us know. And I can do my best so I can get the answer.
Well, email
for you.
me and then we'll make sure we get it.
Nina and Ashley understand it very well, so they're great to ask.
I'm here for any questions.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any questions about that so far?
You read it.
Read it, and then if you have any questions, I'll put an agenda item next time if we have any follow-up questions, okay? Item 10, discussion regarding public art project. I I know, sorry you guys. I try to keep meetings under an hour.
Oh, are you looking at me? Yes, the public art project, sorry. I actually, this is my first day off painkillers for a while.
So I know you were very busy, do you need a table it?
Can we?
Yes.
I have nothing
You
more
see
to
what I
say
did there?
than
That was
the
nice.
last.
What did it, yeah,
Yeah,
I'd like to move to table.
It's a discussion, sorry. But I know that Angela's been really busy, and it's a big one.
yeah, it is a big one, and like, I really set aside this last actually week to work on it, and then ended up throwing my back out, so. It's.
No worries.
Agenda things.
Item 11, just update discussion regarding the following, cigarette machine. One thing I would like to, so the cigarette machine is jamming a lot, which is like not great, and I wonder if that's,
Could we have it tuned or
Yeah.
serviced?
it's funny because I am the gumball queen, but I actually don't know someone who fixes vending machines. Where one would find someone. It kind of needs to be tuned, because Pablo Pencil and I, we actually re-leveled it last week, because I thought part of the problem was maybe that somebody had moved it,
And it had
and
shifted.
it was like going up, and so, it wasn't, the angle was wrong. But I'm like kind of out of my element, because I'm having some problems with it.
Okay.
Does anybody have any idea where one gets someone that fixes or tunes a 70-year-old
Vending.
cigarette machine? Because I
Gosh.
swear it's having more problems than I've ever had before. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know where I'd start, other than just go to somewhere that has a vending machine and say, who services your machine?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna call one of the vending machine companies. It's just like, it's such a specific thing.
Yeah, it's
I
such a
feel like
niche.
vending machines have a sticker on it that says for service call.
Yeah, but I think that sticker would be us.
It'd be like 70-year-old sticker probably.
Yeah, and also I think that sticker would be the Arts Commission, in which case don't call me, because I can't get
No,
it.
I mean, like, we could go to somebody else's machine.
Machine.
And
Oh,
find that
there you
number
go.
and just see if that's a place to start.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah, it seems like it's been better since we changed the angle. The other thing I would like to put on the agenda for next time is talking about paying the convention center a stipend for having the machine there.
Yeah.
Because we have done that in the past, but we haven't done it in a long time. So just an idea.
I would just, at this time, just like to publicly thank the Pages for keeping the cigarette machine.
Oh, they've been
in
wonderful about it.
the- I just wanted that to go on record.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. And
thank
that's
you, Tracy.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know if they will expect it, but it would be a good conversation,
Mhm.
because it is taking up space, and there's less space in the convention center now because a lot of the people whose buildings burned are over there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, I just want to show that we're really thankful. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But,
I have I'm sorry.
oh, please.
Something about the cigarette machine that a couple of my friends and I discussed, they thought it would be a good idea to have a credit card option for it. They think that, so I looked it up online, I kind of looked at, could you retrofit a old vending machine? And it doesn't look like you can, that I could find, but I don't know if there's problems with it and you're maybe looking to replace it, maybe something where you can get a credit card.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to necessarily replace it because it was really expensive. But I mean, it's just, I think that they're supposed to be like tuned every once in a while, like all vending machines. And this one has been like 6 years now with no tuning or anything.
I wonder if the tuner could tell us how to.
The tuner would be able to,
It could be
the
retrofitted.
tuner, yeah.
People just don't carry cash as like they used to, so.
Yeah, I mean, we've been really fortunate. We do definitely get a lot of business through it. It would probably get more with the card.
Yeah, for sure.
I know that some vending machines take cards and some don't. Like, so if you can,
Yeah.
I have a slight problem about vending machines. And there's some like of the, the candy machine, not the candy machines, but like the big ones. Some of those you can retrofit,
Yeah.
and some of those you can't.
Yeah, that's what I found.
And they retrofitted our machine to take 20s. So it was originally a lot less. So that would be a question to ask that person. It gets confusing. It's all about the kind and shape, but that's a great idea. Yeah, that's it for now. Social media.
I think we covered most of it when we went over the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything about the art window then?
No update.
Sharon redecorated for them, so she's a bit of a traitor, but, she said that very soon they are going to want the Arts Commission, because they put those signs back up that were, Doug Dunn's sign collection, yeah.
I did take the liberty of just mentioning it to Mr. Dunn, because I know he's the chair of their board, and he said he would bring it to a board meeting to discuss having us back in there.
Oh, good.
Mhm.
All right. Item 12, future agenda items, no discussion. Does anybody have an agenda item they would like to add that we have not talked about this evening? Nina and Ashley are amazing because they write down all the things I say as I say them. So, if you want to put something on the agenda and you don't think of it tonight, just make sure you send it to me or Nina or Ashley about a week before it goes out.
Okay.
So you can always get an agenda item on there. You know, it's not just through me, it's all up to you guys. So I'm expecting some really weird agenda items. I think that'd be great.
Make our meetings more interesting.
Do I have a motion?
I move to adjourn.
I second.
All ayes?
Aye.
Thank you guys so much, you were great tonight, and I'm sorry